Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WDW NewsCast. Today is Wednesday, August 31st, 2011. I'm Lou Mongello from WDW Radio.com, helping you increase your appreciation and enjoyment of Walt Disney World with my WDW Radio show, trivia books, audio tours, Celebrations magazine, and lots more. You can find it all over at WDWRadio.com. This week's newscast is brought to you by our friends over at TouringPlans.com. They are the research team behind the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World. Whether you have been to Disney World once or 100 times, they have ways of making you save up to 4 hours in the parks with their crowd calendars and fast pass return times, wait times, touring plans, and lots more. Of course, don't forget about their Lines application for your mobile device as well. Check them out over at touringplans.com/WDW Radio. On to this week's news. Very quickly, we'll hit a number of things that have happened over the past few days. I've always told you, and I'm sure you know if you're a frequent visitor to the parks, that Disney is more than just attractions and resorts. And yes, dare I say, even the food. And Walt Disney World and the Arnold Palmer Golf Management have signed a 20-year strategic alliance. That means a really long and boring contract that turns over the operation, the management, maintenance, and promotion of 5 of the Disney golf courses, including the Palm and Magnolia, Lake Buena Vista, Osprey Ridge, and Oak Trail golf courses, to the Arnold Palmer, the legendary golfers management team, which begins on September 25th. Part of the future plans include adding some additional unique features to the courses, modifying the Palm to become an Arnold Palmer designed course, and lots more. Again, golf and Walt Disney World have been together since the very beginning, and a lot of people don't realize that Walt Disney World is actually a very big golf destination. It's the place to go for your mancation. Forget about places like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because there are some great championship-level golf courses there. Now with the addition of the Arnold Palmer Golf Management Team, golfers that I've been talking to since then are very excited about this because of the layer, because of the element that brings. So I'm asking you who are watching live or who are watching via Ustream or YouTube or on the WDW Radio blog, if you're a golfer, is this something that excites you? Do you like this? Is this something that may make the golfing at Walt Disney World even more attractive? And even maybe more on a general sense, do you like Disney as a whole outsourcing some of the services like these to, pardon the pun, to the pros, where they can bring in a team like Arnold Palmer, that this is what they do and this is what they do best? Do you like or do you mind sort of outsourcing some of those services to them? A lot of people in the chat room are saying it's a good reason for us to go back. Some people don't like the outsourcing, while others are excited about the future potential. Others are wondering, how much really is it going to change? How much might you see sort of on its face? That's to be determined, I guess, over time. Mike says all the Disney golf courses are great. You should definitely check them out. I hope that the golf courses still have the Disney level of service, says Gen X Gem. I think you're probably going to get that, maybe even a little more. So for the real hardcore golf professionals, this may be something that makes it even more attractive to come. Some people say that they're not true golfers, but they enjoy the game. Definitely is going to be more attraction to the Walt Disney World golf courses, is in his opinion. And if you also check out www.golf.com, WDW Golfer has some thoughts on there as well. Like Disney Shelly, I'm not a golfer, but if it has a windmill, that's where I want to go. So Winter Summerland, Fantasia Gardens, that's more of my speed. So we'll have a golf tournament coming soon, I promise. Anyway, let's moving over. I said it wasn't all about food, but really deep down it is. Who am I kidding? From the Disney Parks official blog, Disney Parks food snack fans rejoice, especially those of us who are out in California. And some of you in the box know who you are, because the Mickey Mouse shaped soft pretzels are being tested at the Walt Disney World Resort. Not really quite sure how you test a pretzel. However, if you head on over to Frontierland, right near the only place you can try them out is over at the Frontierland Pretzel Wagon in between the Diamond Horseshoe Saloon and Pecos Bill's Cafe, right next to the turkey leg stand. So turkey legs and pretzels, perfect together. Obscure New Jersey reference right there. Again, for those of us that enjoyed them out in Disney's California Adventure and right on the middle of Main Street, USA in Disneyland, for some reason, the Mickey-shaped pretzels just taste better. Moving over from the parks to everybody's dream of living in or around Walt Disney World property. I am living the dream. I don't live in Disney, but I'm really close. But if you really want to live the dream, the first homes in the Golden Oak residential community right in the middle of Walt Disney World property are now finished, and some of the first residents are moving in. I'll put a link in this week's newscast show notes where you can find out more. They've got some photos and some virtual tours. If you have $1.5 million in the bank, up to $8 million, Golden Oak is the place for you. Future home of the WDW Radio and Celebrations Magazine headquarters. One can only dream. Moving from the parks and the food and the homes over to things outside, experiences outside the parks. Adventures by Disney. I just came off my very first one, Backstage Magic in California. They have announced 2 new family travel tours to Greece and France. So in addition to the tours of Egypt that was announced earlier this year, there's some enhancements to some of their current tours, as well as the addition of 2 new destinations. The first is the Greek Odyssey. I love that. And Northern France, Esprit de France. And I'm sure I just butchered that 3-word name. Those are going to begin in 2012. In Egypt, it's going to continue on with pyramids, pharaohs, and ancient treasures. I can tell you that is the one that I am most enthusiastic and excited about possibly being able to do. Maybe once my family my kids get a little bit older. People in the box are saying Greece would be great. So if you either can go to Golden Oaks or you can go to Greece. But there are also some enhancements to its Australia, the London, Paris, and Galapagos Island. Go see the turtles departures. For those of you who are watching or who are listening to this maybe in iTunes, have you ever been before? Not to those destinations, but have you ever been on an Adventures by Disney? And either way, do any of these destinations or itineraries sound intriguing to you? I'll put a link in the show notes to the Adventures by Disney page where you can learn more. Quick plug for our friends over at MouseFan Travel. If you're thinking about it, if you have questions about it, visit mousefantravel.com. Becky and her team can answer any of your questions you might have about any of those experiences. And again, we'll be reviewing our tour on the Backstage Magic Hollywood and Disneyland on an upcoming episode. Back to the parks. It's just, believe it or not, it is just 2 weeks away at the time we're recording from the very first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at the Magic Kingdom. This year, due to the closing of Mickey's Toontown Fair, there are a couple of changes and a few new additions as well, too. So the Alice and Mad Hatter Treat Trail, which started over in Toontown, ended by Space Mountain, that's been renamed and moved. It's now Brer Rabbit's Candy Patch. Obviously, you'll find that over by Splash Mountain. Of course, all throughout the parks, you're going to find lots of Disney characters and a few obscure ones as well, doing meet and greets and just sort of wandering around in costume. This year, the place to find most of the characters is going to be right on Main Street, in the Town Square Theater. You're going to find the Disney princesses there. Of course, Duffy the Disney Bear is going to be there. Winnie the Pooh, some of his friends are going to be out by the flagpole. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, now not going to be over in Fantasyland. They're going to be moved over to Frontierland as well. A couple of things that we lost is that because Toontown is closed, the face painting station, which used to be free during the Halloween party, has now closed. But the Villains Mix and Mingle has been enhanced. There's a song from Tokyo Disneyland's parade. The dancers have new costumes, but the thing I'm really digging about this is my man, Dr. Facilier, has his own song in the stage show. I miss you, Tiana Showboat Jubilee, so I'm excited about seeing Dr. Facilier coming back. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party takes place from 7 p.m. till midnight, or until you're done shopping and grabbing candy. Lots of dates, September 13th, 16th, 20th, 23rd, 27th, and 30th. Many, many more in October. The final party is going to be November 1st. Prices vary depending on discounts that are available, pre-purchase options. They basically run for advanced purchase for September dates, about $57 for adults 10 and older, $51 for 3 to 9. You can also, the prices change in October a little bit. There are pass holder and DVC member discounts for all the dates. There's also day of event tickets. So if you don't necessarily plan in advance, if they are available, you can get them at the gate. I will tell you that October 31st, if it hasn't sold out already, probably will very, very soon. But day of event also much more expensive, about $72.37 if you want to try and do day of event tickets for October 28th and the 31st. Earlier this week, the Walt Disney Company, actually this past Monday on August 29th, they opened the first phase of Aulani, the new hotel and timeshare resort in Hawaii. The first phase includes 73 two-bedroom timeshare villas and 217 hotel rooms. Once it's built, there's going to be 481 vacation villas, 359 hotel rooms divided between two beautiful oceanfront towers. The resort is 21 acres. It's going to have convention facilities, a spa, 2 restaurants, a water slide, a lazy river, a saltwater lagoon for snorkeling. And I'm smiling, and you'll find out why. But a couple of days ago, during the grand opening, Tom Staggs, who's the chairman of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, and Aulani creative lead Joe Rohde, who's the senior vice president of creative at Walt Disney Imagineering, was there, along with a lot of very, very early risers, some local television crews, and some very lucky first guests. They did a sunrise ceremony with traditional Hawaiian chants and dancing. Some Disney characters like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Chip and Dale were there as well. And if you're wondering why I'm smiling like the cat that ate the canary about things like the spa, the water slides, the lazy rivers, and the restaurants, is because thanks to our friends over at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, I'm actually going to be heading out to Aulani and bringing you, the box people, live coverage as well as audio and video starting September 14th. So we're going to hit the ground very, very early right after the opening and bring you live coverage from Aulani while we're out there. We'll be live streaming multiple times throughout the days that we're there. We'll also be recording a lot of audio and video experiences and excursions and interviews and lots more, really giving you guys a chance to experience Aulani somewhat firsthand with us and the box, and give you a chance to see just what it's going to be like. I have a feeling, based on what we've seen and heard so far, it is going to be spectacular. For more information, you can visit wdwradio.com/Aulani, AULANI, or AulaniLive.com will take you there as well. Again, look for our coverage beginning Wednesday, September 14th-ish, depending on and travel and when we land and time differences. But I'm very, very excited about being able to bring you that experience and bring you out to Aulani with us and sort of bring you a little taste of Hawaii out to you here. And don't worry, because if you don't catch the coverage live, again, we're going to be taping a lot, and we'll have it on the site over at WDWRadio.com as well. So that is going to do it for this week's Walt Disney World Newscast. I want to thank you, Box People Nation, for taking the time out of your week to listen and watch live or on YouTube or on the WDW Radio blog. If you didn't catch us one live, you can catch us every week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern at WDWNewsCast.com. And remember, I want the chat to not only be interactive, but I want the conversation to continue. So after this week's show, I'd love for you to comment on some of the news we covered this week. Visit WDWRadio.com, click on the blog, look for the show notes for this week's episode. Again, this is Wednesday, August 31st, and leave your comment, whether it's about Aulani, the Halloween party, golfing, whatever it might be, even if it's your opinion about Mickey-shaped pretzels. We'd love to hear from you and have you be part of the conversation. Be sure and follow me over on Twitter. I am at Lou Mongello, and come join the WDW Radio page over on Facebook. It's facebook.com/WDW Radio. Also, come by, visit the website, check out our daily blog posts. We have a lot of great new contributors pushing out a ton of great content. We have a lot of contests as well. We've got the WDW Radio Book Club. We're now reading Spinning Disney's World by Disney legend and buddy, BFF, Charles Ridgway. You can check the Disney Book Club out at the blog as well. You can also meet other Disney fans in our fun, friendly, family-friendly discussion forums. Lots more going on there as well. That is going to do it for this week's show. Also, be sure and check out LouMongello.com. You can find a little bit more about me, some of the charity work that we're doing, private tours of the Magic Kingdom, and lots more. So that is going to do it for this week. I thank you again so very much for listening, or maybe I should say mahalo. So until next week, have a great week, everybody. Thanks again, touringplans.com/WDW Radio. See ya.